Welcome to Gene and Mike do the New York Times crossword.
Hi, I'm Jean.
And I'm Mike. And today we're doing the crossword for Wednesday, December 11th, 2024. So, on a date with a reasonable number of ones in it, did you do the crossword?
I did do the crossword.
And did you feel like you won when you completed it?
I did feel like I won, although I wasn't sure why.
You weren't sure why you solved the crossword?
Well,
because it's there. Isn't that the saying?
I know why I solved it, but I didn't understand why my solving was correct.
Well, I have a hint, because you got all the right letters in the right squares.
And I don't know why they were right.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. So, but I sort of, I had to read wordplay because I was like, I have no idea what's going on here. So, anyway.
You're referring to the theme.
Yes.
I'm assuming that the words themselves, the answers, you had no trouble with.
Well, no.
Oh, I stand corrected.
No, I didn't have any trouble with it.
Okay, I stand up corrected or not corrected. All right. Would you like to start talking about the theme, or would you like to shy away from that for a while?
No.
Okay.
And another thing, I forgot that we sort of had a revealer in 28 down.
Yes.
But it was so oddly placed because usually the revealer is at the bottom or right in the middle. And this was over on the left side, and it was going down, not across like it usually does.
Right.
And even its clue was different than most revealers, but what the clue was: description of this puzzle's circled letters and a clue to what they spell. And the answer to that was in one sense. In one sense. Well, the circled letters were scattered kind of throughout the middle of the puzzle on two lines, and they formed sort of a little arc. And if you answered the puzzle correctly, you got the non-word sorta, like sort of meaning a little something.
Yeah.
So sorta, and it within those circled letters, they were within a down answer that was partially square or shaded.
Right.
So, for example, 5 down was, and all of these clues were downs. They were not acrosses, but 5 down was doing a musical read-through. And the answer to that was rehearsing. Mm-hmm. Well, the S of sorta was that S in rehearsing. But then there were 4 shaded squares above it and 3 below it. And if you took the S out and just looked at the shaded squares, it spelled out the word hearing. So you had rehearsing, then you had the S circled, and then you took the S out, and you get hearing, which is, of course, one of the 5 senses. So that little revealer clue, in one sense, you had one of the circled letters in one of the senses, hearing.
Wow.
Then the next one was 23 down, appliance with a door and a crumb tray. And the answer to that was toaster oven. And the first O was circled. So that was the O in sorta. And if you took that O out and just looked at the grade squares, 1 above it and 4 below it, you got the word taste, another sense, and another 1 circled letter within that 1 sense. So, and so on and so forth. 24 down was moochers, which was freeloaders. The R was circled, the first R, and the F above and the EEL below were shaded, which of course spells the word feel. Usually we think of touch as the sense, but feel, I guess, is sort of the same
It's
thing.
probably as close as they could get after a great deal of struggle.
And then we had 10 down, which was waits patiently, and that was hangs tight, with the first T being circled, and the shaded squares 1 above and 4 below spell out the word sight. And then finally 30 down, actor who narrates The Big Lebowski, and that was Sam Elliott. And the A was circled with the S above being shaded and the MELL below being shaded, which spells smell. So you had hearing, taste, feel, sight, and smell going down, and then within the circled letters, you had sorta.
Mm-hmm.
Each one was 1 sense, and the sorta was in 1 sense.
Yes.
So,
Wow.
pretty complex when you think about
Yes.
it. Uh-huh.
And the authors of this crossword were Kathy Bloomer and Jeff Chen.
Mm-hmm.
And I can definitely feel the Jeff Chen influence here.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Very, very unique theme. You know, just the fact that it all was vertical was pretty unique. And
Right.
then, having the revealer kind of early on in the down clues, but over in one side, kind of out of the way. and then, you know, having the sorta within and the senses. Just trying to think of clues that would have those letters of sorta that you could insert within a sense of hearing, taste, feel, sight, and smell. That's pretty amazing.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm just trying to parse how you would start that out.
Well, with a computer program.
Well,
And-
I mean,
and
it's like, okay, one of the 5 senses is hearing. Okay, what could we put? What longer word or phrase has the word hearing in it, but where we could insert an S? So they came up with rehearsing, which works, but you know, to think of that would be kind of a challenge,
Right.
I would think. So,
I do think they might have some, you know, programming help with this.
well, I mean, they could go to X word and go, you know, like HEAR ?
Right.
ING.
I'm sure that's what they do. I mean, Jeff Chen maintains a list, a very, very large list and well-curated list of crossword clues and answers. So he could just go to his own computer
Right.
and do a search on it. And he was, I think, the co-founder of Xword Info. So he definitely has an in with the person who's running it right now. Yeah, pretty amazing. We did, though, didn't we just a couple of days ago have vertically running themed answers?
Yes.
So
Well, they were both horizontal and vertical,
were they? Okay.
I think, yeah.
I could have sworn we had some that were running
We
vertical.
did have one.
Yeah.
Well, it was, it was the one that they had to run vertical because the artist names, you had to read them.
Oh, makeup, right. Makeup artist. Yes,
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And wasn't that yesterday? It was yesterday. The reason
Or maybe Monday.
I think it was yesterday.
Okay.
The reason I think so is because my memory is so poor that if I can remember it, it must have happened yesterday.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And-
Monday was a debut puzzle, I think, for somebody.
Right. We'll just take a quick glance here, using all the technology at our disposal. That's to say, our phones. And let's see. That was it Monday? Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble because we've used music on the podcast.
Uh-oh.
I don't think it was Monday.
It must have been Tuesday then, because it was this week.
Right? It was. It had several artists.
Right.
And I thought it was interesting that today we had 14 down Art Deco icon Erte.
That's right.
And so it's like, great, another artist.
I think
sort
it's
of
just Ert.
Ert, not Erte?
I don't know, but I always heard it as Ert.
Ert. Okay. Well, Ert, or Erte, as we like to say in the urban areas, was I thought maybe sort of fell off the grid from yesterday or something. So it's like, well, we couldn't work Erte into the grid yesterday, so here he is today.
Well, but I mean, he was more of a designer rather than an artist. He didn't paint like pictures or sculpt, but he designed buildings and various things that incorporated Art Deco design. So he's a little different.
Okay. And not only that, if he were to fit into yesterday's crossword, it would have to go up. So it would have
well, that too.
So, and listeners are advised to check out our podcast from yesterday, where we analyze the makeup artist theme. Yeah, there were a lot of great clues here. I liked 6 down. 6 down being carry-on checkers for short, and that was TSA.
That's right. Yes.
I just envisioned someone taking a game of checkers onto a plane. They'd probably stop them for some reason. And then we'd one across field for a FORTNITE Pro was esports.
Yes. Yes, I didn't get that one right away.
We would have to find a gamer because that was related. 41 across. One across competitor was a gamer. So,
yep.
Have you ever played FORTNITE?
No.
Well,
no, but boy,
time to start.
I know it's very popular, but no, I've never. I'm not much of a gamer. It just.
You're more of a puzzler.
Well, I guess, but yeah, gaming oftentimes gives me a headache.
Oh,
it makes me dizzy. So, like, I tried to do Mario Kart. And I don't know. I just get really dizzy trying to follow those little people on the screen there.
I'm going to assume when you're doing a crossword, you don't have the same effect.
No,
yeah,
not
good.
at all. It is static.
Good.
So I have no problem.
So it's not a problem with your
but
circular.
If those squares ever start moving, I'll know there's something wrong with my eyes.
Or it could be animation. Never could tell.
Yes.
They've never done that.
Not till the end, not till you're
right.
done.
But they've never had animation where the squares actually move.
No, that's true.
Joel Fagliano, he being the editor of the New York Times Crosswords, if you happen to be listening, that's our request. We want to see those squares move. We had a Zamboni moving the other day.
That's right.
But I want to see like just a choreographed, I don't know, swirl of letters. That would be absolutely awesome.
Okay.
Beneath esports, we had 15 across. Actress who said, "I generally avoid temptation unless I can't resist it." And that was Mae West.
That's right. That sounds very much like a Mae West quote.
It sounds vaguely like something Oscar Wilde would say. I can resist everything except temptation. I think she borrowed from it.
Could be.
16 across, right next to that. Attendee who's not on the guest list. It was 7 letters long, and I went for hostess.
Oh.
Because I thought you wouldn't have to put the hostess on the guest list because she's already there.
Oh.
But it turned out it was Crasher.
Yes, that makes a lot more sense.
I don't know. I thought it would be sort of clever. Who's attending who's not on the guest list? The person who's hosting the party.
Oh, sometimes you just think too much, I think. Your brain is just working too hard.
I've never been accused of thinking too much. That's one thing I will never do. In the area of Crasher, we had 11 down. Guess so, folksily. I suppose.
Yes.
I like that. I suppose. No, it's I suppose. Suppose. I suppose.
We also had 24 across. Come clean with up. And that was fess.
Fess up, yep.
Fess and suppose.
All those slang terms that I know you like so much.
Well, the theme had sorta.
It did. It sorta did.
It sorta did.
We had 13 down. Not as much. Less.
Yeah, that was kind of funny.
Yeah. And let's see, 23 down. 23 down was definitely a gimme for me. Appliance with a door and a crumb tray. Toaster oven.
Is that because you use the toaster oven often?
I'm just very familiar with toaster ovens. Yep. Perhaps too familiar. I don't know. And that clue that you mentioned that was part of toaster ovens was part of the one of the theme dancers, and so was 24 down, that being moochers,
right? And
the answer was freeloaders.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I like the concept of freeloaders, but I sort of like the name, or just the word itself, freeloaders.
Have you ever been a freeloader?
I'm not really sure. A moocher. Not really. I mean, sometimes I'll, ask for a pen. I guess that's freeloading, but not very much. I'm sort of a freeloadette or something. We had 34 across being the NHL's Kraken on scoreboards. I had it starting with S and decided it was STL for St. Louis.
Oh, no. Seattle.
Yes, it was SEA for Seattle. Because I guess it makes sense. There's a river that goes through St. Louis, right? The Mississippi.
Mississippi.
And don't they also have
a Kraken?
It's a pretty big river. Is it Kraken or Kraken?
Oh, I just heard it as Kraken.
Oh. I always assumed it was a Kraken.
Oh.
Sounds like that could be, that's how you pronounce it.
Could be.
Episode. The basis thereof.
I just remember it from Pirates of the Caribbean. I
think they said Kraken.
Did they?
We may have to go and watch it again.
Okay.
40 down, half of a cassette, side A.
Yeah.
That was sort of amusing. And 37 across made me wonder. It was smiling face with sunglasses, e.g. emoji.
That's right.
I'm waiting for the first emojis to appear. And I'm waiting for the first riot of people on Wordplay to complain that they don't know how to put an emoji into the grid.
Oh, could be, yeah.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
I had trouble with 57 across, beaucoup. And the answer was a load of.
Yes.
I was like, that was not what I was thinking when I thought of beaucoup.
Don't know if they're trying to.
Load of.
Yes. Let's see. We had old TV hookup. 8 down was VCR. Boy, that seems like ancient history.
Yes.
Maybe it is ancient history.
It's been a while.
I know. I'm just going to go back to Blockbusters and see if I can get some. That's assuming I can find a Blockbusters.
I doubt it.
Maybe online. I can find an online Blockbusters. And they will take a VCR cassette and mail it to me.
I don't think so.
You're right. They'll deliver it by drone. Just to sort of send mixed messages as to how modern they are. All right. Well, I think that is it for today. So thanks everyone for listening. A reminder that we have a Triplet Tuesday contest coming up next Tuesday. That would be the 17th for those of you who like numbers.
Right.
And it's not too early to start practicing.
Yeah, go to X word and look at all the 3-letter words between let's start with A to Z.
No. Go to our podcast and go back through our Tuesday podcasts.
Oh, well, you could do that as well.
Oh, that's definitely recommended. Anyway, that is it for today. Remember, you can always provide feedback, crosswordpodcast at iCloud.com, or click on the send fan mail link. And we will be back again with our cutting edge analysis of Thursday's crossword tomorrow.
Bye-bye.